Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I address you tonight, but as a citizen of humanity. We are faced with the very gravest of challenges.
Hi, everybody. I'm Spartacus 2.0, a.k.a. Jerry Metcalf. And here with me is Lucifer 777.
What's good with you?
And, as usual, we're coming to you live from the modern-day prison plantation. So with that in mind, please understand that our audio isn't always going to be the best, and our production buzzing isn't going to be shit. What we will promise you is this. We'll always be open and honest and give you the truth, no matter how fucked up and raw it might be. Our motto here at LFTP is break the chains. That's what we're going to do by offering you a glimpse into prison life here in America. If we do our job right, along the way, you'll laugh, cry, and grow a little pissed. We'd also like to introduce ourselves in this first episode. So, I'll go first. In 1995, I shot and killed a man. For that unexcusable act of violence, I was sentenced to 35 years in prison. I'm currently in my 28th year. This may sound strange, but prison was the best thing that ever happened to me. Before coming to prison, I was one of them, nothing ever made me happy. I was, life was fucked up. I came to prison and spent the first 10 years, still being a fuck up. One day I was in solitary confinement, and I was laying on a piss-scented prison floor waiting to die. Literally waiting to die, because a man had caught himself on fire, burned himself to death, and the prison was filling up with smoke. I had an epiphany. I realized I had to change if I survived, I had to change my life around. And the very next day, I sat down and I thought, where could I start? And I thought, teach myself to write. That'll be the beginning of trying to make some type of change. I could barely read or write. I couldn't tell you the difference between a verb and a noun. I knew a verb meant action, but that was about it. But I started writing that day, and I continued to write. I got really good at it. I'm now a contributing writer for the Marshall Project and Prison Writers. And I published all kinds of shit, that led me to other things. It led me to art. And I paint art to deal with, like, fucked up emotions. That's how I get rid of my anger and sadness and all that shit. I put it all on the canvas. I paint abstract art. Started going to AA about 12 years ago, and I met this old dude named Ernest Fisher. He taught me how to love myself, give myself. That was a really important thing to me. After that, I just decision to be the best person that I can be, and I love the man that I am now. That's how prison helped me. That's why I wouldn't go back. If you offered me a time machine right now and said, Jerry, we could take you back, would you jump in it? Sad, of course. Sad that a man died, but something good always comes from. There's always there's a plus to every negative, and I'm proud of the man I am. Me and Lucifer 777, we decided that try to change the system, and podcast is one of the ways we're going to do it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it, and here's Lucifer 777.
Hey, before I go though, right? Let me ask you just one question though, right? If you had the opportunity to jump into a time machine with the knowledge that you accumulated today, would you do it?
Yeah, of course. If I could go back in time with the same mindset that I have now, hell yeah, of course.
You'd be rich as shit. You'd be rich as shit.
Huh?
Most definitely.
Can't hear you.
No, I said you'd be rich as shit, my nigga. Really.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. I'd buy Apple stock, Google stock. I'd be the richest man in the world, and I would spend all that money helping people.
real, man. Yeah, you know how that be, man.
Yeah, Google wouldn't be Google. It'd be Juggle, Jerry Juggle or whatever.
What's the deal? It's Lucifer 777. You just call me 7, man. A little bit about myself. I don't know where to begin, man. I can just begin where every story begins, is from the start. From the start, my back was against the wall. Mom, single parent, only child in the house. She worked 24/7, so most of my days I was just alone by myself to my thoughts. You know, from since I can remember, right? Was always, I would like to say I was always an introvert, but when I was around people, I was excited to be around people because I was so alone my entire life. So it left me vulnerable to impulsiveness. I was conforming to other people's thoughts, and I attached to most of the wrong people. Right? We had nothing, starving most of the nights, cold most of the day, and so it was survival of the fittest. And I thought I needed to take everything. I thought nothing was handed to me. I didn't have a silver platter. Nobody to give me opportunities, none of that. So having a go-getter mindset, I knew it was in my blood. I felt it coursing through my blood, so I thought I had to take everything. I thought I had to take my opportunities. And from 12 all the way to 14, all I did was run the streets. I mean, like I told you, nobody at the crib with me, so I was left to my own devices. All I did was run the streets, stealing cars, sell dope, robbing people, stuff like that. I mean, it was fun for the most part for me. The young adolescent mind would think that it was fun. It was an adrenaline rush. And from 14 to 17, I didn't know that I was dealing with a mental health problem, or mental health issue, right? And my impulsiveness was taken away. It's like a dark passenger for sure. It was a struggle, but at the time I didn't know. So selling dope, selling cars, robbing people and stuff like that, that dark passion took its place. I didn't realize that I needed to change until it was too late, like everybody. I didn't hit my knees I didn't hit my head because I'm Muslim, but I didn't hit my head and beg God for forgiveness. I didn't do none of that. I didn't realize that it was my time to change until, like Jerry, you in solitary confinement and you just pacing back and forth. You pacing the dividend inside the ground, and I realized something had to change. Like all my life, I had a love for art, a love and a passion to create, and I didn't utilize it. I didn't utilize it until like 6 years ago. So I hunkered down when I got out of SEG. I hunkered down and made myself go and sit down and really reevaluate what's my purpose in life. My purpose is greatness, period. I got a passion to be great. I got a passion to prove people wrong. I got a passion to overcome any odds and statistics. So I done bled into my writing, I bled into my art, and I'm a budding fashion designer. I developed all type of prototypes for shoes, and I'm still continuing to be like the best man I can be. And you'll get to know more about me. It's kind of long and drawn out, but you'll get to know more about me in the long run. But for now, I'm out.
All right. Thanks for the introduction. I like that. You know I'm proud of you, right?
Yeah, most definitely, brother. You already know how that is. You too.
If we ain't gonna be proud of each other, you know, and here it's all we have, but it's fucked up how so much shit can come out of solitary confinement. Put a motherfucker in a cell all by himself and torture him. Strangest shit comes out of it, you know, good and bad.
Dealing with yourself. You dealing with yourself at that moment, my dude.
Right. You're forced to confront those inner demons and that shit that eats at you, that's fucking clawing at you from the inside. That's one of them things where I'm against solitary confinement, but I'm grateful for it. You know, even though we'll do complete episodes on solitary confinement, so you're gonna get the good and the bad, because there's a lot of fucking bad, we can tell you. We went through some fucked up shit.
It's rough. It's rough.
For sure. The abuse and all that shit. But there are some good things that can come out of being alone. You know, they just have to change the system. You can still put a man by himself, allow him that time to dig on the inside and figure out what's wrong without having to abuse him. You know what I mean?
Most definitely, man. And that's where the revelation come in when you by yourself, man. Hey, Michael Jackson said it best. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, man. That's what we had to do. We had to hunker down to do that. For real.
The man in the motherfucking mirror. Break the chains, baby.
Man.
Break the chains. That's what I'm talking about.
You know, break the motherfuckers. You already know how it is, man. We anchored, man. In a false reality for sure, man. With false hopes. So we just had to, you know, we looking through rose-colored glasses, you know. We had to peek behind the veil and see what's the real reality, you know.
Right, that's right. Speaking of break the chains,
okay.
when we talk about break the chains being our motto, we mean break the chains for all kinds of shit. You know, like racism here in America, the break the chains, the institutional shackles that prison industrial complex puts on us, the divisions that's caused in America by anything, race, religion, sexual orientation, you name it, and all of those are forms of shackles. But in prison, they're really amplified. They drill it down our throats. Whites shouldn't like blacks. Mexicans shouldn't like whites. Blah blah blah. Straight people shouldn't like the people from the LGBTQ community, and Muslims shouldn't like Christians. Well, here at Live from the Plantation, we're against all that shit, and we fight to stop it. Trying to bring a voice, because all those things we just named, they're right here in this little microcosm, this little fucking hell with walls and fences around it that they've created. All that stuff is here, and they use it as
You have 1 minute remaining. You have 1 minute remaining.
Oh shit! There goes Gina. That bitch is telling us we gotta go. So real quick,
always jumping into shit.
That's right. Real quick before we end this episode, we'd like to say, listen, there's going to be times where it's loud in here and we can't hear each other. Like Seven's sitting all the way across our unit upstairs on another gallery on a phone. I can see him, he can see me. But there's going to be times where we're asking each other what you said, shit like that. Just remember that we're in prison. We're talking from these shitty ass fucking prison phones that they fucking charge us $1 million to call from. So please bear with us. But we got a lot of shit to share, and we're going to share it with you.
Most definitely. Tune in next time, man.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening in. I'm Spartacus 2.0, and up there across the gallery on the prison phone is Lucifer 777. If you like what you heard, wish to help make a change, join us next time, live at the Plantation. When life is cheap, pockets aren't deep. There's always hope for a brighter future. Break the chains.
Break the chains.